practice. You mentioned when you go out to hit balls, you talk about a three-quarter swing. Could you just briefly go over that again? I mean,
Yeah.
You were saying that's a good way to practice.
Absolutely. See, I mean, look, it doesn't take an expert on the golf swing to understand that making a swing like this is going to be easier to get all the things done that you're trying to do than that, you know, and learning to do it in, you know, what you're trying to work on in a short motion, and if nothing else, learning to hit a 50 or 60 yard wedge and a little low trajectory punch 7 or 8 iron. It's a pretty valuable shot to learn on top of that. Okay, so almost everybody that plays golf has trouble getting their arms back to impact properly. Even tour players, some of them, when they're struggling, they're, you know, getting back here, or, you know, out there or something, you know. But if you just get up here and, you know, left arm parallel to the ground and kind of to about there, it teaches you how to get to impact a little bit easier, all right? And then all you gotta do is add a little turn and add a little speed, and then you've got a full swing. So, you know, it's the equivalent of a baby learning to walk. You know, they don't just jump up and start jogging to the grocery store. You know, they walk up, kind of, you know, go around like that. It helps you with your feel. It helps you where you're supposed. When let's say hypothetically, let's say your arms get stuck behind the rotation of your body.
Right.
Okay. So if you can go from here to here, and you're like, okay, that feels good. I know what that feels like. And then you go like that, then you're like, well, that's not right. You know, most improvement in golf is not from some schmo on a tee like this saying, this is the way you're supposed to swing. My job is only to, like, give you a proper direction and kind of shove you in that direction. Your job is to go to the tee and go, well, that felt okay, but that wasn't a very good shot. Well, that was a good shot, but that didn't feel so good. All right, that one felt pretty good and it flew straight, so maybe I should do that again. And then that happens about 10,000 times, and then you're really good. You know, that's kind of how it works. So today, I'm going to yell at anybody that's doing, I saw too much of this yesterday. I'm going to yell at everybody that does that today. You know, if you're hitting a, you know, more than 2 or 3 balls a minute, you know, you're hitting too many balls, right? So what I'm going to do from now until lunch is, yesterday when I talked to each one of you about your swings over here, I gave you kind of a vague kind of direction to head. You know, you need a little of this, try a little of this. Today is going to be a little bit more detailed for each one of you. And for now until lunch, I'm going to walk up and down the line, have a little discussion about different ways that you can accomplish what we talked about yesterday. Because, you know, hypothetically, if all 15 of you had the exact same swing fault, exact same golf swing, exact same fault, I'd probably have to come up with at least 8 or 10 different ways to describe to each one of you how to fix it and what direction to take. So that's kind of what today is going to be about. You saying, Monte, you told me yesterday I needed to do this. I don't get it. Can you explain it to me another way? Or, Monte, I get what you're saying. Am I doing it? Do I need to do it more? Do I need to do it less? When I was hitting balls yesterday, I felt like if I did this, it felt pretty good. And I'll either go, yes, that's great, keep doing that, or, yeah, no, don't do that. That's a Band-Aid. It might help you get one ball in the air, but long term, that's going to give you a hard time. All right? And then after lunch, we'll come up here, and I'm going to divide you into teams and going to turn the flight scope on. That's valuable for me in many different ways. It's a fun little game where you guys get to heckle each other and hit some shots and, you know, have a little competition. But for me, it's really valuable because I get to see if your swings change when you're under pressure. And I also get to look at the flight scope numbers. And out of a group of 15, there will be 2 or 3 people where the numbers aren't matching what I'm seeing. You know, I'll see some guy that I thought, you know, didn't see that he was steep because, you know, lots of width coming down, not too deep of a divot. All of a sudden the thing tells me down 9, down 10 degrees. I'm like, okay, there needs to be another adjustment in the setup to make it a little easier to come into impact. And invariably, you know, I'll see a guy that, you know, his swing looks pretty good, but he wasn't really aligning to where I thought he was aligning. he's actually aligned way left and swinging too far out to the right and hitting the ball on target, the machine says path 12 degrees to the right. I'm like, okay, there's an alignment issue there. Make sense? Okay. Plus it's fun. You know, it's really fun. And then after that, I'll warm up, hit some shots, tell you guys about how you can manipulate your ball flight without manipulating your swings, and then show off and kill a few people on the other end of the range, you know, hit a few trick shots, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so grab a spot,